Kalai Vanakkam, good morning, namaskar to all on and off screen. Well, it's almost a year we are grappling with COVID-19 pandemic. We all are acknowledging the tireless effort of our health workforce during this pandemic. But there is another group kept on serving us, our cities uninterruptedly during this extraordinary time by picking our best. Yes, you got it right. I am talking about sanitation workers. By nature, their occupation is risky and pandemic made it even riskier. Indian Institute for Human Settlements, a leading national education institute, through its Tamil Nadu Urban Sanitation Support Program, has been supporting government in its mission of reforming urban sanitation since 2015. As you rightly guessed, the story of sanitation is incomplete without sanitation worker. Today, I am extremely delighted to share that Ericsson India Global Services Private Limited came forward to support this mission. With the support from Ericsson, personal protective equipment will be handed over to more than 4,000 sanitation workers across 13 towns to ensure their safety during pandemic and beyond. Safe usage, maintenance, disposal of the PPE will be further reinforced through digital training material. Today, the initiative is kicking off officially from Perungalathur town near Chennai. On the ground, Thiru D. Gunusekaran sir, Executive Officer, is leading this event with IIHS team. And let me also acknowledge our eminent panel. Virtually, we are having Thiru S. Palanasamy, IAS, Director of Town Panchayat, Mr. Amitabh Roy, Managing Director, Ericsson India Global Services Private Limited, Mr. Araman Ravi, Director, Indian Institute for Human Settlement, and Ms. Kavita Wankhade, Team Leader, Tamil Nadu Urban Sanitation Support Program. On behalf of IIHS, I, your host Piladri, welcome you all. I will be now requesting Thiru D. Gunusekaran sir to open the session by our traditional auspicious lamplighting. Over to you, sir, in the venue, Perungalathur. The lamplighting has been done. Let the divine light prevails and darkness fade away. Our next panelist is Mr. Amitabh Roy, Managing Director, Ericsson India Global Services Private Limited. I will be requesting Mr. Roy to share his thoughts. We are eager to know what actually invoked Ericsson to be part of this initiative. Mr. Roy.
We are driven by a purpose to empower an intelligent, sustainable, and connected world. We believe in using technology for making a positive social impact in whatever we do. It is actually the DNA of our organization and the culture of our people. Fulfilling social responsibility, therefore, comes naturally to every Ericsson employee as much as it is for the organization itself. So when this initiative to provide PPE kit to sanitation workers was placed before us, there was no way we would not step forward to do it our bit. I don't feel that we have done something extraordinary. It is but a natural reaction for Ericsson to step in whenever, wherever such initiatives take place, which is beneficial for the society, save lives, and is human. Ericsson, you all know, as a responsible corporate citizen across the world, in every country it operates, feels that it must contribute to the society as it is sustained by the society in which the organization functions. To do this, one needs a framework. We are actively involved with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, to enhance financial and social inclusion, contribute to overcome global environmental challenges, to improve access to education and health, and support all sorts of humanitarian efforts. Our one of the goal is good health and well-being, ensuring healthy life and promote well-being for all ages. Our commitment as a company towards the zero hunger goal has been the purpose behind leveraging technologies like IoT in agriculture, to bring increased productivity to agribusiness, as well as to reduce the operational cost, optimize the allocation of equipment and machinery, and open up the possibilities to develop innovative use cases through the agricultural ICT ecosystem. Ericsson and its partners have demonstrated world's first teleoperated robotic surgery via a 5G network in a lab. The telesurgery combined haptic sensing, network slicing, edge computing, low latency, and large bandwidth to deliver intelligent sensing and human machine interaction. We are at the forefront of climate action, using technology to reduce the carbon footprint by reducing emissions, improving productivity and efficiency through the use of technology which reduces resource usage. From very sophisticated network optimization technology, which reduces, or improves rather, the efficiency of water pumps. Ericsson is at the forefront of climate action. A global industrial IoT connectivity and eSIM solution from Ericsson enables digital transformation to optimize the pump operations. So these are a couple of examples just to demonstrate how Ericsson is using its technology to work with various authorities in such novel areas. However, we cannot do these things on our own, which is why we connect with the like-minded organization around the world, such as the Indian Institute of Human Settlement, to support the Tamil Nadu government's effort to fight pandemic. We feel humbled for the opportunity to come and it is really a great opportunity for us as an organization to come to the aid of the most vulnerable frontline workers who are protecting us from this devastating disease. We are all in this together, and together we must fight back and win. Ericsson, I can assure you, will be there proactively in every such initiative. Before ending, I would like to thank Tamil Nadu government and IIHS to provide us the opportunity to work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roy, for sharing how Ericsson is a responsible corporate entity, and despite being a big name in the telecom sector, how Ericsson is continuously contributing for the different social causes. I will be requesting Thiru S. Palaniswamy, IS Director, Directorate of Town Panchayat, for his opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, all of you. At first, I would like to thank Ericsson India Global Investment Limited for coming forward to honor the sanitary workers. Even though this Ericsson Global India Limited have done very well in all aspects, this time for the remarkable examples for the other notable persons in India coming forward to honor the sanitary workers. Sanitary workers are before the corona, unfortunately, they were looked upon very meagerly, very downtroddenly. But at the time of corona, even though it has given some ill effect to the society, it brought the wide opening of the eyes of the public to understand about the real hard work of the sanitary workers also. Most of the times that doctors and some others only consider as they are notable persons for saving the life of the human being. But this times the corona has given the chance to understand the sanitary workers, the real hard work. Even though that workers are living in somewhat in very bad conditions, they also came forward to sacrifice their life for the benefit of the common people. The most of the people in the almost all over the world, they realize the importance of the sanitary workers, and they are coming forward to really uplift the social life of the sanitary workers. Here, one among these, Ericsson India Global Investment Limited also coming forward along with the IHSS to fulfill some small help to the benefit of the sanitary workers in Tamil Nadu. I think this is the first time in India, this Ericsson India Limited is joined with the IHSS to help the sanitary workers by providing these PPE kits. I welcome this kind of enthusiastic activities to lift up the sanitary workers' life. I'm very glad to participate in this webinar to start this kind of program. Unfortunately, if they earlier communicated to me, I will directly join in the place where they started the program. But due to some flood work, I returned today morning only, and unfortunately, I'm not able to join in directly. If the time comes, if the next time, I will definitely join in persons. I would like to give sincere thanks to the Ahmedab Rai, Easy, Aurora Ravi, and Kavita Venkate, and also that Eva Perungalatur, and other eminent persons who took part to perform this kind of functions for the benefit of the workers. I would like to one more times thank you all. Thank you for this function also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for highlighting the necessity of the sanitation worker and how this initiative is going to support them. Now, we're requesting Mr. Aruman Ravi, the Director of Indian Institute for Human Settlement, the organization actually leading the Tamil Nadu Urban Sanitation Support Program, to share some insights with us. Mr. Ravi.
Vanakkam. Thank you so much for this opportunity. The government of Tamil Nadu, Thiru Palaniswamy, Amitabh Ray from Ericsson. It's a great day for us in some ways. You know, the country and the world is facing one of its most dramatic crises of the 21st century. We've had almost 10,000 people, 10 million people who've been infected in this country. But I think the reason that the impact is much less than it would have been, in spite of all the suffering that we're seeing, you know, tens of millions of people being displaced, economic sort of shock, again, tens of millions of people having lost their jobs, is because government, civil society, citizens groups, and a whole range of other institutions, whether it's academic institutions and research institutions like ourselves, or institutions like Ericsson, who lead at the forefront of innovation, to come together to try and deal with this kind of process. So just a little bit of context. We think of innovation as something that largely sits today in the digital world, because we're on the threshold of moving from 4G to 5G. Much of what has been happening in Tamil Nadu and across the country would not have been possible without the use of social media, without the use of smartphones. That's how the coordination and responses worked very well. But in actual fact, if you look at the last 150 years, the single most important innovation that's improved the quality of life across the world, and especially in our country, is actually public health. And I'm very glad that Amitabh sort of put that emphasis on making the connection between SDG 2, which is focusing on dealing with nutrition and food security, and the question of health. I think the people who've been most challenged by this are those who have worked tirelessly in trying to enable our public health systems to work. Now, traditionally, as the director of town planning has said, people who actually keep the streets clean, manage sewage systems, manage our septic management systems, are people who've traditionally been relegated to the bottom of society. Now, you know, part of our national movement is really trying to bring together and address questions of both economic justice and social justice. So in some ways, even though a whole range of practices that are very common in the country today have been sort of outlawed, they're no longer sort of legal, in actual practice, the living and working conditions of our workers who manage these systems has been and continues to be, dramatically poor. I'm very glad that my colleagues in Tamil Nadu, with the government of Tamil Nadu, for the last 2 or 3 years, have been trying to address this question face on, not only to improve the systems of sanitation for most citizens, but actually address the challenges that are faced in the everyday life of sanitation workers. One of the operational challenges that we have in the sanitation space is that workers work in extremely difficult circumstances. They are, working in conditions which are hot, which are sometimes, very, very difficult to work in, and they handle a whole range of extremely, let's say, toxic materials. So in actual practice, the idea that you should use PPE kits, that you should use protective equipment, has been difficult to try and sort of implement in practice. My colleagues over the years have worked with sanitation workers. They've tried to understand their challenges, and we've tried to adapt practices and equipment to try and meet their everyday needs. So I'm really glad that we're bringing together the science of trying to understand how this works, sort of mobilization that the government of Tamil Nadu and urban local bodies have enabled, and also the understanding and the resources that we can bring as scientific research and innovation institutions to make this possible. The interesting thing here is we do have to connect the innovation that's possible, the connectivity that's possible that Amitabh talked about in the digital world with that of the real world. And in the real world, we have to deal with the everyday challenges, like I was saying, of trying to make sure that the entire cycle of sanitation is maintained, that at every stage, contamination and infection is minimized as much as possible. And I think the government of Tamil Nadu is one of the leading institutions in the world today of trying to address the full cycle of sanitation. So what we're hoping to do here is make the connection, which is often not made, between improvements in well-being, which come from improvements in health for everybody in the community, specifically those at considerable risk, and that is SDG2, improving the livelihoods of people, which is very critical, because if the people who are actually making the systems run are not able to work in an environment and don't have the kind of social respect and status that is due to them for something that they're providing for all of society, it doesn't work for us. And then finally, what it does is also provide the opportunity to link up infrastructures, to build infrastructures across in the state as we're seeing it, especially starting in small places. In India, there's a very strong emphasis on larger metropolitan areas, whether it's Kolkata or Mumbai, Bangalore or Delhi. Actually, India's change will start and be operationalized in small places. So I'm really glad that we're starting where the real challenges are, where the capacities are often weakest, where the people are most challenged. And if you're able to change something in that circumstance by building this partnership between enterprises, between local and national governments, and between knowledge institutions, I think we're going to make a number of critical steps, not only to deal with the SDGs locally, but as it boils up, as we've seen across the country, as the Swachh Bharat urban mission is kind of being rolled out, we're going to make a significant impact. And if you make an impact in India, if you're able to protect our people, if you're able to go beyond the current challenges of the pandemic, I think we're going to see a better world, a more equitable world, and a world in which we're actually being able to be proud of bringing together the digital, the physical, and of course, the innovation that sits around institutions of governance that we are seeing so well in this initiative. So thank you very much. Thank you, Amitabh, for actually spending time with us and bringing the power and the innovation and the commitment of Ericsson to make this possible. The government of Tamil Nadu for creating the environment and, in a sense, setting the pace, not only for the country, but I would say many parts of the world in this form of innovation, and our colleagues and friends who are enabling the systems to work. Because if it doesn't work in everyday life, then the cities that we live in are not worth, living in. So thank you very much.
Our last panelist is Ms. Kavita Wankhede, team leader, Tamil Nadu Urban Sanitation Support Program. We'll love to hear a few words from her experience of working closely with the sanitation worker. Also, tell us how this initiative is going to benefit them. Ms. Wankhede.
thanking Mr. Amitabh and Aroma Ravi for setting the context of SDGs and how sanitation is linked. And since Aroma spoke about the importance of public health, I was not planning to, but let me just start by mentioning an anecdote, which is basically a survey carried out among leading medical practitioners and doctors, among them a decade back, asking them what was the most important public health innovation that has helped the world. Actually, they voted sanitation in number one, and it like sanitation beat antibiotics and vaccines that we hear about so much. So just underlining that it's often forgotten, but sanitation is key for public health imperative across the globe. And to meet the SDG targets, India really has to meet the SDG 6 targets, particularly 6.2. And I'm just going to bear with me. I'm just going to take like a few minutes to talk a little bit about our work on sanitation and sanitation workers. So what happened with SDG 6 is that the key difference from MDG was that the focus shifted from just access to toilets, which is very important, moving on to really the full cycle that Aro mentioned, which is basically, I'm not getting into technicality, but which is making sure that human waste is safely conveyed, treated, and disposed of safely, and really looking at the whole chain. And I bring this up that because unless this is done, you will not be able to achieve the public health outcomes that we want. And I think government of Tamil Nadu is one of the leading states in India in this to actually make this plunge and commit in the Vision 2023 to saying that we will provide 100% sanitation, and by that they mean securing the full sanitation chain to everybody by 2023. So we at Tamil Nadu Urban Support Program, we've been the technical support unit in helping them. But essentially what government of Tamil Nadu has done, starting from a few cities in Tamil Nadu, they have really taken the plunge and made considerable investments, financially, people-wise, putting systems in place to really scale urban sanitation, particularly something known as fecal sludge management or septic management, which is looking at septic tanks and pit latrines, which is really key to urban India, and scaling it across the state. As part of that, over the last 2 years specifically, we have given increased focus on inclusion, looking at 3 groups, the urban poor, looking at gender issues, and also looking at sanitation workers. So with that context, let me just lay the context for sanitation workers. So I think all the 3 panelists earlier spoke that about the importance of sanitation workers, and we realized they are key. But I just want to say that when we often talk about sanitation workers, we are associating them either with manual scavengers who are shown in extremely dangerous circumstances, or people who actually just pick up solid waste from a house. And I just want to take a minute to enumerate some of the roles we have identified. I'm sure there are some we are missing. So they're solid waste workers, they're drain cleaners, they're community and public toilet cleaners, the school toilet cleaners, they're desludging operators or honeysuckers who lift the waste from septic tanks. There are people who clean the sewers, and there are also people who work at various waste treatment facilities like STP and FSTPs. I'm just saying that because their roles are very differentiated, they have a whole lot of contractual arrangement, and yet they are very invisible and merged into one category. So I just want to say that they are serving us and the cities in many different ways. Our work with them has been around occupational safety, and I'll come to that in a minute. But the other thing we've done is around health camps, enabling social welfare schemes, working with communities, especially the youths, to make it happen. I'm not going to speak about it, but just to say there is a lot that can be done with them. On occupational safety, our work predates COVID. We've been working apart from personal protective equipment, which is key. We've been working across the full pyramid of safety, occupational safety, and looking at things like mechanization, looking at things like protocols, behavior change, etc. And while we were in the middle of this work, COVID hit us. It hit all of us. And I think 2 things became very apparent to everybody. I mean, and it was good news for those of us in the sanitation sector. One is like Aromar mentioned that sanitation workers were the frontline workers, and we realized frontline workers of all kinds, be it nurses, be it sanitation workers, really matter. And I think they came into the limelight, which has been a very positive thing, though the circumstances have been not so good. Second, I think we all woke up to the fact that sanitation is an essential service in the city. Even in the most severest of lockdowns, we could see that the garbage had to be picked up, the sewers had to work, the waste treatment facilities were working, though us as citizens may not have been aware of it. And again, underlining the importance of sanitation. And so personal protective equipment, we've heard a lot about it, and it was soon evident that it was not just the medical people, medical frontline workers who needed it, but also the sanitation workers. So we distributed a smaller set of PPE kits to a smaller number of people with the resources we had. And we subsequently, we've done work with the workers, got user feedback, and kind of refined our findings, because again, personal protective equipment, it's not enough just to give personal protective equipment. Let me just say that giving wrong kind of personal protective equipment or giving inappropriate ones. So for example, many of these things which originate in European or Western countries in colder climates may not be suitable for tropical climates. There are issues for women sanitation workers. You need special customization. So it's not an easy thing, and my colleagues have been working on it, and we have refined the requirements and specification. And I would like to thank Ericsson for stepping in at just the right moment to enable us to really help distribute these sanitation PPE kits to a larger set, and also train them digitally on how to use them, because one is that they have to be appropriate, and second is they have to be used properly and disposed properly to ensure safety. And as part of this program, which we are launching today, we would both be doing distribution and training of sanitation workers. So I'm going to end there, but just before I end, I know there's a vote of thanks, but I would take this opportunity to first thank the sanitation workers who are present in the room and elsewhere for really keeping us safe and continuing to keep us safe. I would like to thank the government of Tamil Nadu for really being out there fighting this battle, and I just don't mean for sanitation, but I'm sitting here in the city of Chennai. We all know it saw a huge spike in the beginning of the year, and since then there's been marvelous work done here and in other parts of Tamil Nadu to really get COVID under control. So big thanks to them, and we're happy to be part of their journey and helping in whatever way we can. And lastly but not the least, would really like to thank Ericsson for supporting us and giving us this opportunity to further extend our support to Government of Tamil Nadu, and look forward to working together in the future too. And with that, I'll hand it back to Niladri. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavita, for demystifying the words actually sanitation worker, their plights, and how this initiative is actually going to help them. It's not only restricted to the distribution, beyond that, the training to reinforce the usage, disposal, etc. So a heartfelt thank to all the panelists. Now I'll be handing over my baton to the Executive Officer Thiru D. Gunasekharan for giving the vote of thanks, and followed by initiating the distribution of the PPE. Over to you, sir.
பெரம்பலூர் பேரூராட்சி சார்பாக இன்றைய தினம் IIHS எரெக்ஷன் போன்ற நிறுவனங்கள், பேரூராட்சி பணியாளர்கள், தூய்மை பணியாளர்கள், டெங்கு நோய் தடுப்பு பணியாளர்களுக்காக பெரம்பலூர் பேரூராட்சி பொது சுகாதார பணியோடு இணைந்து பணியாற்றக்கூடிய ஹேண்டல் நிறுவன முன்கால பணியாளர்களுக்கு பிபி கிட் வழங்குகின்ற நிகழ்ச்சியிலே கலந்து கொண்டிருந்த பேரூராட்சி இயக்குனர் அவர்களுக்கும், நம்ம பேரூராட்சித்துறை உதவி இயக்குனர் அவர்களுக்கும், பேரூராட்சி உதவி செயற்பொறியாளர், ஹேண்டல் தொழில் நிறுவனங்கள், IIHS நிறுவனங்கள், எரெக்ஷன் நிறுவனம், தொழில் நிறுவன பணியாளர் அனைவருக்கும் எங்கள் பேரூராட்சியின் சார்பாக மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துள்ளோம்.
Well, now it's time to conclude. The distribution will take some more time. Around 141 sanitation workers today will receive this PPE kit, and in rest of the town panchayat, the distribution will be completed by this month end to January. So once again, I express a heartfelt thanks to all of the panelists for making this thing possible. And on this note, we are signing off. from the venue and virtually. Thank you very much.